Oh, Jerry, can you see that? He weed on the floor. Disgusting. Hello, welcome. Basically, I know I'm terribly manly as I am, but before I started tea, and even when I started tea, I've been misgendered as a girl so many times in my life. So many times. I just thought, what a better way to spend an evening reminiscing on some beautiful moments in my life.
Misgendering sucks, it sucks ass.
This happened when I was on tea, which is kind of what jarred me. Like, I was like a year on tea, and I was going to a club. I never go to a club. I never ever go clubbing. This is the one and like only time I've been clubbing. I went to Heaven in London, which is a gay club, because I was like, you know what, it'd be cool. Why not? It's my friend's birthday. Let's go. I cut my hair stupidly, and every time I cut my hair, I feel like I look like Cam from Tracy Beaker. Like, I just get that kind of dysphoria. And then when I went to the club, yeah, when I went to the club, we were queuing up. Suddenly I realized that they're doing pat downs, and so I wasn't prepared for a pat down, but they want to make sure that people are comfortable, so they have a guy patting down all the guys and a woman patting down all the women. So we got to the front of the queue. All my friends got off and got patted down and that, and then the guy stopped and went, are you a boy or a girl? And I was just like, oh. Okay, yeah, it wasn't being misgendered, but like, it just crushed me a little bit. I was like, I'm not non-binary. Like, I'm not going for the androgynous look. So I was just upset. But luckily, because I was on tea, I was like, oh, I'm a boy. And he was like, oh, sorry man, sorry. So I was like, it's cool, whatever. Not the worst misgendering that I've ever experienced. So I went forward to be patted down by the guy, and I shit you not, when he was patting me down, yeah, he did the whole, you know, arms, legs, and he went right down like this against my chest.
I was wearing a binder in case it isn't obvious.
But then he went like that and paused as if he felt something and was like, oh, like, what is that? And I literally, when this happened, I like jolted upright. I tensed so much. I was so uncomfortable, and I tensed up, and I was just like, oh my god, like, kill me now. Like, can I actually just die? Like, I've already been moderately misgendered, and this is happening. I'm like, oh. And then he paused and then carried on, and then I got let in the club. But kind of ruined my night, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was just so uncomfortable. And then in the club, I was like, well, great, no one will think I'm a boy, so I was just upset, you know, like, I was just like bummed out. I wanted to go home after that. It was just so uncomfortable. Oh, what a great moment in my life. Oh my gosh. Another story, another great time I got misgendered. This was actually when I got misgendered. This was when I was like early transition. Like, I hadn't started testosterone yet. I was very, very lesbian looking. Not this bad thing, but for me, it's just not me kind of thing. And I was in a park with my friends, and I decided to wear a pink hoodie, which obviously isn't the best idea, because like in our society, if you see someone wearing pink, you're like, oh, feminine. And especially if like I'm trying to pass, but I haven't got testosterone. Like, it wasn't a good idea, but I was like, come on, like, it's pink. Pink isn't gendered, you know, all of that. So when I was wearing this pink hoodie, I was chatting to people. We were just having a good old time being youths on a common, you know. And I was chatting to this guy, and then somehow it came up. He was like, oh, what's your name? Sorry, like, oh, nice, like, what's your name? I said Jake, because I was like, picking a name that is so gendered, like Jake. I was like, oh, it will make people realize that, like, come on, call me he, call me a boy. But this guy was like, he really put his foot in his mouth before he even really thought about what he was saying. He fucking, he was like, oh, I just thought you were a butch lesbian. And I was like, I wasn't actually that offended, because I was like, yeah, yeah, I know, like, my dysphoria tells me that all the time. Don't worry, like, not news to me. I think I look like a lesbian, a butch lesbian. And then we kind of like drifted off, like kind of killed the conversation because it got really awkward. And then he went off. Like I told my friends like that had happened, and then suddenly later on the same guy that came up was like, oh dude, I'm so sorry, I just found out that you're trans and stuff. And I was like, oh actually you're being really nice and I'm not even that upset, like I'm just internally more dysphoric now, like it wasn't really your fault. But that was an exciting time. And so yeah, I never wore that pink hoodie again, and I gave it to my friend and I swapped it for a black hoodie. So yeah, that was great. I mean, now I could probably wear it, but like, just triggers me now, really. Another time, because there's so many times, it's actually absurd. My hair looks so bad. Another time, oh my god. Another time, what happened? So my friend's house, who is a girl, she's called Eleanor. I was at her house chilling with these two other guys, still pretty, so I looked so feminine, especially being surrounded by cis guys. Like I looked so feminine compared to them. And then this other girl came round and she knew it was Eleanor's house. So she came in and it was me and two other guys. And she came in, saw me, and she was just being really sweet, you know, like she was just trying to be accommodating and being really nice. So she came up to me and shook my hand and went, oh, you must be Eleanor. And oh, I wanted to die. I wanted to crawl up in a hole. I was so depressed. And like, oh, I didn't even say anything. I think I like tensed up. I was like, no, I'm not Eleanor. Like, oh my god. And then even this isn't really relevant to me, misgendered, but then I was in such a haze, and like I somehow managed to grab her phone instead of mine. So I took this girl's phone home with me, and when I realized that I had her phone and not mine, I just burst into tears. I was like, I can't even be dealing with this. Like, I hate my life right now. I'm so dysphoric. I can't. Man, I was so depressed. There were so many times I've been misgendered, my god. Like, there was another awkward one where I went around to my friend, like, I had never met this guy before, still pretty, so I had my egg face, like, nothing masculine about, like, looking about me, like, apart from short hair. And like, oh, I went in, like, he was being really nice, I was chatting to him and stuff, and he was like, oh, what's your name? And like, I think at some point he kind of said like, oh yeah, like she seems nice, before I'd introduced myself. So I was like, oh god, like he thinks I'm a girl. I was like, understandably, but he thinks I'm a girl. And then he was like, oh, what's your name? And I said, Jake. And he was like, oh right. And it was the most awkward moment like of my life. Like I was like, I know, I'm sorry, I'm so confusing. oh man, I'm so happy I'm on T now. Like now I don't have to worry about that. Like even with the heaven thing, at least at the gay club, at least when I said I'm a boy, he was like, oh sorry man, sorry. So I was like, okay, phew, I pass. But man, being misgendered just sucks so much. But yeah, those are all the stories that I can think of. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh my god, I'm really bad at YouTube videos, I'm so sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye, have a nice evening. I hope you have a nice day. Bye. Was I in focus the whole time? I don't know, because I'm short-sighted. But I don't like my appearance with my glasses on. Or with my glasses off. Oh well. Oh.